time for shoes.
Such a great time.
If you don't like shoes,
If you don't like shoes,
it's gonna be a very long evening.
So about a year and a half ago, I went to see Alistair Spaulding about maybe doing a dance piece. Alistair Spaulding, if you don't know, is the Lord of the Dance here at Settlers Wells. And I went in and he said, have you got an idea for a show about dance? And I said, well, I've got a list of ideas which I kind of bring out for these meetings. And I went to idea number one in the dance section, which was shoes. And he said, I love it, let's do it. And I swear that was the easiest sell I've ever done of anything in my whole life. The meeting took 15 minutes and here I am, 18 months later. This is the set list. Very old fashioned, right up at every number on a card. These are the numbers that were cut. The lovely numbers that were cut from the show. All those man hours of work wasted, just chucked in the dustbin. I wanted to do something dance because I have seen so much of it and I love it. I think there's a sort of narrative sense about dance it's its own language. Also, I'm a sucker for tap and all that stuff, and Stephen Mear just does the greatest tap. I'm just kind of it's this little slice of heaven for me. This, even though I'm an atheist.
The big idea behind shoes is that we see a show where we just wear every kind of shoe and we can dance in every shoe physically possible. A dance review is you're telling a story. You've got a whole arc to build. And the lyrics to this show are so fantastic that Richard Thomas has done it. That's what got my interest going, was the lyrics and the wit of the show, and trying to create the wit through choreography as well.
Okay, well that's to do. So that was the glue list. Sneaker Addict version 3 needs extra music, and the Grazia article must be written. Damn, I was supposed to do that today. So you see, already I'm late. Already I forgot to look at you got to remember to look at the to-do. Oh look, there's another to-do board. I haven't looked at these actually in about a month. It's all to do. And another one there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh dear me. So much to do.
We have 10 weeks rehearsal. I've done 12 numbers in the first 2 weeks because I've asked the other choreographers. I've invited all the other choreographers in. I've chose 4 different choreographers to join me. I've chose Mark Smith because he's a deaf choreographer and there's something beautiful and very passionate about signing and the way he choreographs sign dance. I think it's fabulous. Kate Prince was the first person that got me interested in hip-hop. Never loved hip-hop, to be honest, and then I went to see Into the Hoods and I fell in love with it. What she did I thought was very lyrical hip-hop. She tells a story through dance, which I found very interesting. Sidi Labichkawi, I think, is just a genius. He's so physical and what he does visually is very exciting. And Delete Collins' contemporary, her version of contemporary, always makes me smile, and she's very funny and witty. So they all bring something special to the show. We have amazing dancers, they've got great technique. Some of them do have to sing as well in the show.
Well, we're week 2. We've had just Stephen's choreography. I think we've been hit with 13 numbers in 2 weeks. So our brains are a bit fried at the minute. But then I think next week we get some more choreographers in. Yeah, we're starting to see the shape of the show a bit now. Because obviously with a new show, you never really know what it's going to be like, what the end product's going to be like.
Come into the temple of retail.
The songs, they're nuts. They're crazy. But no, they're good fun. I mean, everything's tongue-in-cheek, but it's really good fun.
Well, so far, we've tap danced on platforms, we've done contemporary with a shoe on our face, we're up on these harnesses in stilettos, the boys and the girls. What else have we done? We've done jazz, obviously. I have to do point in the middle of the jazz finale, so there's so much. It's just basically everything, and that's only Stephen. And sign language. So we've had to learn sign language. I can't make my hands do it. I've tried so hard.
My choreography, the style of it, is called sign down, which is a combination of sign language with dance movement together. For example, whatever word, I don't know, for example, shoot, okay? And now they've added that shoe. Now how would I feel with the whole of the arms? I'm thinking, okay, now I can use the whole of the arm to It's in a way, the sign language is choreographing the arm. And then how would my legs follow, you know, and my body will follow. So it could be from two to then developing something bigger, you know.
Oh, there was an old lady, right? Okay. There was an old lady who lived in a shoe. She had too many kids, so what did she do? She told them to stand on their own 2 feet, wait for it, and punched them in the face and threw them on the street. This is the fast bit.
No more living in a freak shoe.
No more living in a freak shoe. Yes. Yeah.
Very good.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Today in rehearsal we're working on a trio which is Sneaker Addict. It tells the story of a woman who is addicted to buying sneakers. All the cast they have trainers on sticks, so they're kind of like puppet trainers, but the cast are completely blacked out with gloves and stockings and everything, so you can't see them. And it tricks the eye, so in the end you just end up watching the shoes. It's kind of that idea that all the trainers in her room, all the sneakers come to life and they start dancing around her and sort of taking over her life.
At the beginning of week 3 now, we're really starting to feel it in our bodies and we're all kind of getting kind of aches, and I think the really complex thing about this show is that we've been asked to do really difficult choreography, but also in shoes that we've probably never danced in. I mean, I, for example, have never danced in a pair of heels before, and I now fully understand the women's problems when they get given heels to dance in, because they're an absolute nightmare. I have to dance in platform boots, that's kind of like my character shoe, and I've never worn platform boots before, and now I'm kind of been asked to do like tap in them, I've been asked to jump around in them, turn, and so I mean, that's a completely different thing, and I think when someone tells you about the idea of it, it's like, yeah, I can do that, and then as soon as you stand up in them and you're all of a sudden, 6 inches taller than you usually are, and you're thinking, God, that's a long way to fall.
These ones are for Drew, and I remember the director said to us when we delivered the first cup, he's like, oh, Drew's, have you done Drew's ones yet? And we're like, no, we're leaving Drew's till the last minute, because we knew that Drew's had to be quite special. These ones I've actually got to put on individually, because I've got to kind of miss all the seams and stuff like that. So it takes quite a long time to do.
One you'll have to do.
Yeah, Ebony's boots, those ones, aren't they?
Ebony's boots, yes. We started off with Bianca Jagger, when we did the first 5-tier wedges in Kensington Market at the end of the 50s. And then it was Britt Ekland, Shirley Bassey, Rudolph Nureyev, Patty Boyd, Little Boots, Kate Nash, Gabriella Chilmi. Girls Aloud. Girls Aloud.
Feels like that bit turquoise. Amazing. We put not the crystal on them because we thought they'd catch the lights on stage.
How fab are they?
Oh my God.
No, you're
Oh,
yeah.
rose, bronzy, golden blue.
Amazing.
Leather shoe.
Sandwich of gold.
Exactly, the gold sandwich.
Try this to come on. Very MJ.
It takes quite a while for, I think, the dancers, and to a certain degree myself, to get to grips with each pair of shoes as it arrives, and also to try to find the right language or the right movement to go with the shoes, as opposed to, this is what we're going to dance, now you've got to try and make it happen in those shoes. And then a turn to
So
go.
my legs just keep
Yes. Yeah. From the top, yeah.
I'm so excited that I get to work with all these choreographers, and they're kind of choreographers that are at the top of what they do, and to get to work with them and see the way in which they work, because every choreographer works so differently. Stephen Mears very much like, he knows what he wants and it's set, and so he comes in and it's like bish bash bosh, this is what we're gonna do, and you know, you work really fast. Alita Collins is kind of more, she likes to work with us, so she has a skeleton of what she wants to do, and then it's very much, how does this feel for you? Do you want to do this differently? Or let's work on this. It's a very different process, so it's really good to get to see the different way that people work, you know? And I mean, I'm really excited to get to work with Sidney Larby as well.
When Sadler's Wells asked me to be part of this, I thought it was nice to have a challenge because I'm not used to do musical. So, and it was great to have one song or two songs only. So not to have the full responsibility of the full show, but actually really focus on the choreography of one sequence. And I like that we could really work on details, and just on, yeah, one song is suddenly becomes a whole universe.
We've got this set, and we've got to project onto it. We've got to work out how the projections work with the set, and I think the set's been designed in such a way that it doesn't look like it should be projected on. It means that it's more of a surprise when the projections happen with it, and it's sort of working. You have to redesign everything. Basically, it's really complicated.
It's not a traditional. It's not a traditional 2D flat screen. You project on a set with different elements together. So you have to think of like a space, and think of how it will work with the dancers on the foreground as well.
The set actually moves around in certain ways and needs to change in every number because they're so drastically different. So for Old Cinders, we have everything's made out of glass. For another number, the entire set is going to burn down. Basically, we're going to project flames on it, and we'll use some of the dancers and film them with shoes on, and then, you know, green screen out the dancers so you just have disembodied shoes dancing around the set.
When it opens on the 3rd of September, I want the audience to go out thinking they've seen a celebration of shoes, a song and dance review that's going to make you come out smiling. I think they will.
If you don't like shoes, it's gonna be a very long evening.
Oh dear.